Hello, hello everyone, and happy Tuesday. I about said Monday. But it's Tuesday. I had a big event this weekend, and quite frankly, I was exhausted when I got home on Sunday. It was an outside event, and so it was pollen and just crazy, and it was really good, but I was exhausted when I got home on Sunday. So I decided I needed to rest. So I have had to change up how my things are set up because I don't, is there something weird going on with my setup? And so you're gonna see, I think it's like one of the bars around here. I think it might be this. Yep, that. So I'm sorry about that. I'm going to try to figure it out. Each week, maybe it'll get better. Y'all know me and technology. So hello, Sharon, Deb, and Kathy. I hope you guys are doing well for this Tuesday polleny weather. So I have prize from last week. We have the at the pond. It was a host set, I believe last year or the year before, I can't remember. But anyway, Melissa, you won this. Melissa Engel, you won this. And I have your mailing address as you are on the team. So I will get this in the mail to you, or if I don't mail it to you, I'll bring it to you on class. That's probably the easiest way to do it, is just bring it to you at class. So I've got that. This week's prize, Sharon, this one is for you. Sharon had mentioned that she would love for me to give away some ribbon. So this is the white, what is it called? White glitter organdy ribbon, which is great for coloring. So you could make this any color you wanted to, but it's got some great color with that glitter in it too. So, so that will be for the prize this week. So the way you get into that is you comment, share, and then give me the thumbs up in the comment above or right below the video. Once you do that, I put your name into the drawing, and then we'll see if you win next week. So yay for that. All right, this week we are going to be playing with the March Paper Pumpkin. So we're going to be playing along with this. Hello, Nancy. This is called the Memorable Meadows, and here are the cards on how they were supposed to be or intended to be created. They're actually very simple. I put these three together pretty quickly. One of the things I love about the card bases is that they are double-sided. So you can actually get a whole lot of pieces or a whole lot of cards from the pieces in these if you just cut them in half. And so then you've got that one. And one of my other favorite things about this kit is that it comes with these wooden embellishments, or I'm not really sure what they call them, but they're wooden pieces that can go straight onto your card. And I see a lot of this has become very popular. So we have some that are in our online store. And tomorrow's Thursday. No, tomorrow's Wednesday. So Thursday, sorry. Thursday, I'm going to have a tip and trick for these right here as well. Yesterday I showed a trick with our adhesive sheets and using vellum. And these were from the dies that coordinate with our January, February, and March kit. And these are called the Love of Spring dies. So make sure you go over on Facebook and you show and you watch the video on how to adhere vellum to your cardstock without having to show the adhesive through it. All right, so I'm going to put you guys down on the table. Give me just a second as I have to kind of bring it in and then bring it down. So I'm going to cover it up so that you don't see all that. And then let's do this. and get you guys all, let's make sure we've got it all even here. Thank you, Kathy, and thank you, Deb. I surely appreciate that. Sharing is caring, as they say. This is the host code. Don't forget that today's video is also a class. So the only thing I'm going to tell you at the beginning of the video, other than giving away those prizes, I'll do my announcements at the end, is using this host code and spending $35 before tax and shipping will actually get you the cards that we create today. It will get you the make and take packet in the mail, and I will actually mail that next Wednesday for anybody who orders between now and Friday. So again, that's the host code you want to use, and your order has to be $35 before tax and shipping. Okay, so I was going to show you this little brochure with Paper Pumpkin. It gives you all of the step-by-step kit, step-by-step instructions. I am tongue-tied today, and they're in color, which makes it really easy so then you can see. And then one thing that I wanted to point out, and I think I point it out every month, and sometimes we actually use and create these cards on the back, but these are alternative cards that Stampin' Up! Puts out there for the Paper Pumpkins as well. So if you're not 100% keen on the products or the projects that come with the kit, then you can always switch it up to make other things with it. And I had a bunch of stuff left out of this kit. So I will be making lots of alternatives. Here are the stamp sets. There are 2. March is the month that Stampin' Up! Paper Pumpkin started many years ago. So every March we get an extra stamp set. This is like a 3, 4, 5, I don't know, stamp. It has your outline image, and then that's what you put over those 2 flowers there. That's what you put over your leaves. This right here is kind of on the outside, so it like goes in the center, gives it a little bit more coloration and dimension. And then of course those right there go in that center as well of your leaves. And then you've got these that go in the very center of your flower. It also has a little dot stamp. Not really sure what that one was for, but anyway, I didn't quite figure that one out. So if anybody has any suggestions or tips on that, let me know, because I'd like to know. And then this one here, I love the sentiments in this. So this is what actually coordinates with your projects. These are the sentiments that you use on the actual projects that you create with the kit. And it says, heartfelt thanks. It's the little things that matter. Have a beautiful birthday, which I love that. And then you've been on my mind. So, and these are pretty large, actually. This one here, the free extra one, it's pretty large stamp sets. And we're going to actually use one of those tonight. Okay, hello, Angie. All right, so let's get started. We're going to start with the bright, fun one. The blog post did go up on the website, so it's simplyelizabethcrafts.com, which you can see right here. If you go there, you'll have a link to the products that are used, and you'll have a list of all the measurements of the cardstock used, so that if you want to recreate these projects, like you're a demonstrator already, you don't need to purchase anything from me, then it's got all of that right there on the website for you. Okay, so this is going to be our first card. We're going to do a little coloring. And I have cut everything out as far as the cut in a emboss machine goes. So we should not need to use that. I tried to make it easy for myself tonight. We'll see how easy I made it. Y'all know I like to make things complicated for myself sometimes. All right. And I embossed the background with, of course, one of my favorite embossing folders, which is called Time Worn. Y'all, I cannot speak. I don't know what my problem is today. Time Worn Type 3D. That is a tongue twister, but I've had problems talking all day. I've had to start over so many times. All right, so here is the piece that we're gonna stamp our beautiful flower on. We're gonna stamp that in basic black. And sometimes it's easier when you're having a small ink pad and then you have a large stamp is to turn that stamp like that. Don't do that. And then just press it down. And I always kind of do a little twist. It just kind of helps it a little bit. And look there. So we're gonna flip that over. It's a great thing with two sides on a cardstock. Thank you, Angie. And then we're gonna stamp it down right there. And we're gonna close up that ink pad. Actually, no, let's go ahead and do our sentiment and then we'll close it up and move on so I don't get ink everywhere else. And we're gonna do happy birthday. And this happy birthday comes from an online exclusive called Garden Meadow, which is what actually coordinates with our paper pumpkin for the month. So there is beautiful paper that goes along with this. There's dies that go along with it. So lots and lots of fun stuff. And so I pulled the happy birthday from there because I really wanted the flowers to be the main focus. And I didn't want, and then of course our little wooden embellishment. So I just wanted a small little sentiment that would go there. All right, we're gonna use Berry Burst, Old Olive, and Daffodil Delight for our flowers. And we're gonna just take the dark and we're just gonna go where they've already created these extra little lines here, okay? And then once I get all those, I'm just gonna kind of go around in just a couple of places and add a little bit of extra dark. I am by no means a professional colorer. I just go with how I think it looks, which is what I love about the blends, is that they really are forgiving with all that. All right, so then we're gonna take the light and we're just gonna color it in. And these Berry Burst Stampin' Blends are brand new. I think I've maybe used them once so far. So they are nice and crisp. And it is gonna take us just a few minutes. So if I forget to talk, please forgive me because sometimes multitasking is not my thing. Just ask my husband. I get sidetracked and get squirreled quite a bit while I'm trying to do something. So, all right, and then we'll do this one. And keep going. We're almost there, we're almost there. Now, I wasn't really sure what to do right here, and then there, and there. So I just kind of faded some color there. I would assume that it's going to be a leafy part of it, but I just wasn't sure. And I know it's kind of more, I guess, abstract type or whatever with that little part there, but anyway. I just really wasn't sure. This one we're actually going to kind of go down that way. And then this will just kind of fade it there. So I don't feel like it's horrid looking with the extra ink there, but do whatever you feel like. You cannot do it at all and just have the black line there, you know, whatever. So, all right, so we're going to take the dark Daffodil Delight and we're just going to kind of do the center. And then we're going to take the light and we're going to color in that center like that. Then we'll take the Old Olive, the dark Old Olive, and we're going to just kind of go like this. It's going to be real messy looking. And then let me put these over here. And then we're going to take and color in the rest of it. And again, it's blends, so it blends nicely. And I don't worry about the shading really at all. I just put some lines in there with the dark, and then I go over it with the light. Some do the light cover all, so like it means they completely color it in with the light first, and then they go over it with the dark, and then they blend it in with the light again. Y'all, I am a simple stamper. I am a simple colorer. I need it to be as simple as possible. So I start with the dark and end with the light. All right, so there we go. That's it. And then we are going to take this and we are actually going to cut this down. Hello, Linda. So I'm going to take my scissors here and I'm going to cut right here. And it's not going to be like great, but it's just going to be like to the side. And these are, when you kind of make that cut, sometimes it'll just come right apart. Sometimes it won't, but all you have to do is just fold it back and forth and it comes right apart like that. We're going to use this later, so we're going to just set that aside. I'm going to trim a little bit of that off. All right. And we are going to flip that over. And it actually doesn't really matter if you flip it over. It kind of depends on which way you want it to kind of be angled. So you can angle it, you know, where the tip is going to the right or to the left. Either way you want it. We are going to kind of make it go to the left. So I'm just going to take some glue dots and put glue dots on there. And then we're going to put one on each of the side little leaves here. Kind of a leafy branch. Okay, and then all we're going to do is attach this right about here. Kind of like that. Okay, now the next step is to take our sentiment. We're going to put a little bit, actually, nope, before we do our sentiment, we need to do our trusty little linen thread. Girls, you know, the first thing I went to look at when the new catalog was able to be seen was I went to make sure that my linen thread is there. And let me just tell you, I didn't see it at first because it did not look like linen thread. It looked like part of the Essentials twine pack. And I might have slightly panicked, but I then saw that it said linen thread and I did a little woohoo. So, but there was a very quick panic attack at the moment when I realized I was all of a sudden thinking there was no linen thread. I'm not sure what I would do without linen thread. I would probably have a little heart attack. No, I would find something else to replace it, but it wouldn't be the same. It would not be the same. Okay, so we're going to put a glue dot on the back, and then we're going to stick that right there in that little crevice. We are going to flip over our sentiment. We're going to take our Stampin' Seal. We're going to put a little bit of adhesive right there. Then we're going to take some dimensionals. You know, Deb, me too. And I'm sitting here going, you know, I used it tonight. I do like the vellum, and it's probably something that I will keep in my craft room and probably still use because I love the look of vellum. It just gives an extra class sometimes. Okay, now on this, I want to make sure I cover up that little bottom there. And so we're going to take it down right about here. We're going to have just a little smidge of that stem sticking out. We're going to make sure that's over there and that's there. And then we're gonna put that down. We do wanna make sure it's a little straight though. And if it's not, we can make it go our way, okay? Then we are gonna we're gonna go ahead and take this piece and we're gonna put it on our card front. I'm gonna do one in the center just because it's a embossed piece. Then make sure you put it up with the words reading right. I have put this embossing folder pieces, I have put it upside down quite a many times. All right, so we've got that on there. We're gonna take our flower piece now, we're gonna flip it over and we are going to pop it up. And then we are gonna put our little embellishments on it. And y'all, it is the first time that I have used the cork, what is it called? Adhesive backed cork rounds. Okay, I literally had these in my cart from the very beginning, got them, and then every card I've made, I'm like, oh, I just don't think that'll look good with it. Well, I decided I didn't care if it even looked nice with the card. I was putting them on because I have wanted to use these, and I seriously have not used these at all since I got them. And the catalog came out in January. I have 2 packs of them and they have literally sat in my drawer and I have done nothing. Now I will say, because they are cork, there are two sizes. It's a very small difference, I feel like, because of the cork, but it is best to use your pointy end of whatever tool you're using to get up underneath it in order to put the embellishment on your card. We're going to stick that one there, and then we're actually going to come up here and use our small ones now. And this one here will go there. All right. But I love these. And if you are coming to class, the other pack that I have will be one of the prizes. Yes, and you know, they would look good on any like rustic card for sure. And of course it looks great with linen thread. Wait, everything looks good with linen thread. So that is card number 1. And I like the brightness, especially for a birthday. I need more birthday cards. I always need birthday cards. All right, I'm going to really quick, before I bring in any other cards, we're going to wipe down my mess of dropping the ink pad there, just so I don't get ink everywhere. There we go. All right. Okay, so that is card number 1. Now let's do card number 2. I think we're going to do, let's do this one. So we're going to do this one right here. And purple is my favorite color, but I wanted to pick, I thought about putting the Gorgeous Grape, kind of using it, but then I wasn't sure I could stamp the background the way I wanted it to. So anyway, I went with the Fresh Freesia, and I pulled it right out of this paper here. And this is one of the card bases. All right, so there we go. And let's go ahead and we're going to fold our card in half. Just kind of getting a little bit of that wet from the baby wipe off. Okay, before we do anything else, we are going to take a piece of grid paper and we are going to stamp our flower. Now, when we stamp our flower, all we're going to do is ink up this top part because we don't want the stem or the leaves, okay? So we're going to take, and it's easy because it's a photopolymer stamp set, so it's easy to ink it up on the edge here without getting that stem. And then you're just gonna take it and go all the way around. And do it so that you're not in all the same direction. Just because, you know, you wanna make sure that you get, let's do it this way. Sometimes I have to think a little harder when I do the patterns like this. I don't know why. All right, so let's do this one like that. And we'll do this one straight up. Oops, all right, so I got a little bit of the stem there, so I'm gonna wipe it clean real quick. I'm probably thinking about the placement a little too hard, which doesn't let me focus very well. All right, let's come up here and do there, because we are gonna put a strip across. So the strip will cover up a good chunk of it. All right, let's do there. And there. And let's do one more right there. And one more right there. Okay, we're gonna go with that. We're gonna not fret over it. Okay, then we're gonna take a piece of, now this is part of the inside of one of the envelopes. Okay, so I'm gonna put my paper right about there, just so it doesn't look blank in that section. We're gonna take away our grid paper. So we're gonna take some adhesive. And then let's stick it here. Right there, and then across, okay? Now, we're gonna go back to the wood embellishment that we had in the very beginning. We are gonna cut this in half. And if it doesn't cut, it should, but if it doesn't, then again, just remember, kind of make a marking, and then you can break it, just like that. Okay, and then we're gonna break that piece off there. And we're gonna cut this off there. And I'm just trimming it up so that we can put them right next to each other. Okay. All right, so now we've got those two pieces. And then we've got our little cutout here. So that's gonna be popped up. So what we're gonna do is we're gonna go ahead and put our dimensionals on the back. And what I'm gonna do is put one in the center. Actually, we can put two down the center and one on this side. But here, our embellishments, our wood embellishments are gonna stick up underneath there. So you don't want to put adhesive there, otherwise you won't be able to put your embellishment underneath. All right, so then we're gonna take this and we're gonna lay it right about here. Maybe if I can get it straight. Let's do it down just a touch. Okay, all right, then we're gonna take these pieces, we're gonna put glue dots on the back. Let's do one more right there. And this is going to go right, tuck right up underneath there. And then this one's gonna tuck right there. Okay, so we'll put some glue dots on this one. And the great thing about wood embellishments is that you can make them smaller or break them in half or do, you know, whatever when they're kind of these leafy pieces. All right, so then we're gonna put that one just like that. Okay, next up, let's take our scrap paper. We're gonna stamp that flower image on it again. Maybe. Oh, there it is. But first I need to clean it because I want to make sure that it doesn't have that fresh freesia on it. Then I'm going to ink it up with my black Memento. And we're going to stamp it right down. All right, then actually let's pull that black Memento back out again. And we are going to grab our You've Been on My Mind. We're going to stamp it right here in the center of that piece. Okay, so we're going to set that aside for a moment. Then we are going to grab in fresh freesia, Granny Apple Green, and Lemon Lolly. And we are going to color our flower. All right, and this one's going to be quick and harmless because there's not a lot to it, but what will take a while is the fussy cutting. And you don't have to fussy cut if you don't want to. You could cut a little small piece and then stick it right there on the card. So it would be like the first one we did, it would just be a small little square that you could do as well. Okay. But I have gotten okay with the fussy cutting. Still not my favorite thing, but it can make a difference on a card. And I just feel like if you're gonna hand make a card and you know that can add to it, then fine, I'll do it. Okay, so we got fresh freesia there. Then let's do our Lemon Lolly. We're gonna do that right there. That's the dark, here's the light. Then we're gonna do dark Granny Apple Green and light Granny Apple Green. Nope, this is dark Granny Apple Green. Those are really close. So now we'll do the light over here. And there we go. All right. All right, so now we're gonna fussy cut. And it's gonna be easy. We're just gonna go up. And then all I did was I just kind of went like this. And then I went back after I cut everything out and cut out those little pieces, okay? So I found it was much easier to do it after I'd cut everything else out. And it's truly not horrible to fussy cut this out. Not horrible. I didn't say it was great, but it's not horrible. It's not the easiest one I've ever done, but, and I am going a little faster just because we are live. So just take your time with it. And if you need to cut off the spare cardstock, do that too. All right, we'll come back for that piece there. Then we're gonna go here. All right, so then I'm gonna come in this way, which I know I can't see because I'm a lefty, but it's okay. All right, so we got that. And then we're gonna cut this down like that. Ta-da. And then we'll do our leaf piece here. And there we go. Now we're just gonna go back and do those couple little pieces which are not hard. So we're going to come right here, do a little V. We'll pull that out, put it in the trash. Then we're going to come right over here. We're going to go down and then in. And then here we're going to do the same thing, down and then cut in. And so doing those little V's at the end really did make it a little easier. Okay, so now we have that. Now we're going to flip that over. We're going to put dimensionals on it. We're going to put one here, one here. We're going to squish them together real good. Then I'm going to take an edge piece and we're going to put an edge piece on that. Okay, then we'll take off the backs. We'll stick it right here on this side because we kind of want some of that paper to show, or the, you know, what was originally a card base. We want that to show. We don't want it to be completely covered. All right, and then we have our sentiment. Now we're going to take and trim off right about there. And then we're going to flag it, okay? And then we're going to do it to this side as well. And how you flag it is you go up the center, and then you're going to come in, and that was not the center, so we're going to go over a little bit and get it in the center. And then you go from your corner to that line, that cut center line, and then you'll switch to the other one and do the same thing. So that is an easy way to do flagging. All right, so now what we're going to do is we are going to pop this up and we're going to stick this right in here. So we are going to put adhesive on this side. We're going to take an edge piece and put it on this side. Then I'm going to flip it over, and you can tell that I got my adhesive over the edge. So all I'm going to do is fold that adhesive back on itself to the back of that sentiment. We'll take that backing off. We're going to tuck it up underneath that little leaf right there. And then we're going to stick it down. Just like that. Last but not least, we want to add in our embellishments, and there they are. I was like, I have lost them. These are the embellishments that actually come in the kit itself, and that is what I decided to use on this card. So we're gonna, we're gonna not fling them everywhere. Stick that one there. Grab a little one, stick it there. Grab another little one, stick it there, and we'll grab one more big one and stick it there. All right, and then of course, and I didn't do it on my sample either, but of course make sure you add in your piece on the inside so that you can write your little message and then send it on away. All right, so that is card number 2. And last but not least is the card that we're going to do that shows, if you look real close, you can see my glue dots up underneath. And then I realized what I should have done, and I knew, but I didn't. So we are going to do that on our sample. on our card for tonight. And I've already cut it out. And let's see, we're gonna get myself organized real quick. Okay, so we have our card base. And then Pretty Peacock, which I looked on the We have a list that we all go by for those that are demonstrators that is called our inventory list. So it kind of shows us what is out of stock and when it'll come back in. And the last time I looked, it's supposed to be in on the 25th. So woohoo to that. I know that's a big thing because a lot of people like the pretty peacock. So it has definitely grown on me. Now this is one of the card bases, and so I just cut it down, and then we're going to attach it to our pretty peacock. We're just going to give it a small little border. Okay. And then this is one of the little pieces from the kit, and we're going to attach this right about here, and it's just going to go across. And this is like a colored vellum almost, it feels like. And you cannot see the adhesive through. All right, so we're going to line this up with the edge of the pretty peacock, and then it's just going to go down like that. We're going to take our pretty peacock. This was stitched stylish shapes, and it's the circle. So we're going to take and pop that up. And then because it is the last month to use the little coordinating dies for the January, February, March, I went ahead and we're going to stick that there. Sorry. I cut out the label die, which I really like this label die. And I'm just going to say, I'm kind of sad that it's going away, but it's okay. So we have, and I will tell you the new catalog, I have looked through it and there looks to be a very similar die in one of the die sets. So I'm going to be super excited about that. But this die is what cut out our sentiment die, and then our leafy die is what cut these out. All right, so on white cardstock, I put not on white cardstock, on vellum cardstock, I put adhesive sheets on the back, and then I cut it out. So it kind of makes it look like a sticker. So then we're going to take and pop this one here. And now you can't tell that it has adhesive, but it still looks like vellum. So it does change the color just slightly, but not enough where you can tell, because obviously the adhesive is clear, but it does change it just a little bit, makes it a little darker, a little, I guess, cloudier looking. If you want to use a non-technical Amy term. All right, so then you're just going to press it down because it is vellum. So you just want to make sure that with the adhesive sheets that it's stuck down. All right, then we'll take this and we're going to pop it up. And we'll put our normal 9 on. I go through so many dimensionals. All right, and then this is going to go right here. And let's go ahead and stamp our sentiment. And that is going to say, I can't imagine having a better friend. Ta-da. And we stamped that in the pretty peacock. Now this is some ribbon that's in our online exclusive. And I feel like, if I remember correctly, that I think it's going to our annual catalog. So we'll see. But anyway, this is one of my favorite ribbons. I use, other than the linen thread. Nothing will ever replace the linen thread. But this is it's very skinny, so it's really easy to tie bows with, and they're silver and gold. All right, so then we are going to tie our bow. didn't do a very good job with that, did I? Here I am saying it's easy and I messed it up. There we go. Okay, so then we got our bow, and I'm gonna make it a little bit bigger than I did on the sample, just so that we can kind of see it a little bit better. And then we're gonna trim and trim. We will grab our, let me put this back on. So I'm gonna put my pin back in it, or not. Let's see if I can do it. It was hard to get it out, wasn't it? Because I have fat fingers and they don't like to go down in between those sometimes. All right, there we go. We're gonna take a glue dot. We're gonna stick that right here. Then we're gonna take our sentiment, flip it over, put dimensionals on this side, and then we're gonna stick one dimensional right here. And then this is gonna butt up right there. Let's move this over just a touch. Let's put it there. All right, then we're gonna, there we go. We're gonna adhere it right there. We are gonna use our, it's called Purple Fine Shimmer Gems. And we're gonna use the Gorgeous Grapes one Gorgeous Grape ones right here in the middle. And we're gonna stick one there, 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 and let's put one there. Okay, so then there is our last card. All right, I enjoyed this kit. At first I was kind of like, yeah, I mean, don't get me wrong, I love the Meandering Meadows, I think is what it's called. That's in our online exclusives. Nope, where is it? No, Garden Meadow. So it's called Garden Meadow. I do love the paper. I think you can make lots of simple cards with the paper. But with this, I was kind of like, meh, you know, I don't know. But the more I play with it, the more I do like it. It's definitely very simple to put some cards together if you needed to put a whole bunch of them together, which are what's great about our kits anyway. So if you have questions though, let me know. Again, you can find the blog post on my website, which is simplyelizabethcrafts.com. And you can find all kinds of other information on there if you need it as well. And I am going to pull in these cards real quick. I'm going to move everything out of the way. All right, so here are the 3 cards we made tonight using that paper pumpkin. And again, make sure you check back on Facebook on Friday for a quick little tip and trick for these wooden dies. I have a different tip and trick other than cutting them in half. And I will have that posted on Thursday for y'all. The only announcements I have for today are, don't forget about my spring retreat. We still have some spots left. It is April the 19th and 20th. I have messed up, I think, every email that I have sent out. Apparently my proofing skills have not been so great lately. Neither are my speaking skills. So I guess it all is flowing there together. At least I'm keeping that all on the same page, right? So anyway, cost is $115. The last day to register is April the 8th. I've already started making cards. I've already gotten bags in. I've already gotten some of the little extra goodies. Not everything you get is straight from Stampin' Up. So you get some other little kind of things to help you with your craft room or to help with your crafting in general. So I do like to take the retreats and really spoil people when they come, because I want it to be very, I want you to walk away feeling like you not only got your money's worth, but that you just have a great feeling because you were spoiled all weekend. So that's one of my favorite things to do. at the retreats. So anyway, if you're interested in that, let me know. There is a link on my blog post for today that has the registration link. So you can just go right on there and do that. The other thing is club. I'm going to move all this so I don't get it all messed up. Club for, oh, thank you, Sharon. Thank you, Angie. Oh, the first one's your favorite. I think the first one's my favorite too, Angie. Yep. So club for April. So registration has already started. You can subscribe now, or you can just do 1 month at a time. Either way is fine. You can subscribe and it's continuous. It'll charge your PayPal every single month. Or you can just personally subscribe every month. It's totally up to you. For April's club, we are going to use, I had to think for a second because I keep forgetting, we're still in March. So April sounds weird to say. We're going to be using the hot air balloon bundle. And with it will come the cute embellishments called rainbow adhesive backed dots. Then you'll get a full pack of the Baker's Twine 3-color. You will also get a full pack of the lighter than air DSP, which is some of my favorite in the mini catalog. And you're even going to get a box in order to make like a little treat box. So that's one of the projects. And then you've got this and that one and that one and this one. You could even turn this one into a shaker card if you wanted to get creative with that. And then you've got that one right there. And if you're interested in that, you have to email me for the registration link and I can send that over to you to do. All right, everyone. I hope you guys enjoyed the projects for tonight. Thank you for joining me. And I will see y'all next week. Next week I should be on Monday. I don't have any big events this weekend other than filling in for Angie. Which we are really hoping that you get better quick. So, but other than that, that is it for tonight. If you have any questions though, again, let me know and we'll see you guys next week. Bye.